Oh, goody.
Alright, what's up everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Mercenaries video. In this one, we are taking a look at Unreleased Mercenaries. So if you didn't know, way back, actually a little bit before launch, there were a handful of mercenaries that were data mined. Their data was found inside the game, and we got these images of them, but they were not currently released. So we're going to take a look through these and just see some of these characters have come out. Obviously, you can see things like Valeera and Trigor and Bane here. And funnily enough, Cho, who apparently used to be a red, not a blue, kind of interesting. But these were actually data mined way, way back, just a little bit before the start of launch. So I think some people were expecting these to come in at launch, and then I don't think any of these actually came at launch. All of these characters, I believe, came either as post-launch drops or they are not currently released. And we have a few reasons to believe that these will be coming as playable characters to Mercenaries. So let's take a quick look through them. Also have the link in the description if you want to take a look at these characters and the posts they were posted on way back a couple months ago. So here we can see, obviously, some of these characters have been released already. We have Valeera here. We have Cho here. Kind of funny, Cho used to be a red. I'm actually really happy he's a blue instead. I think that makes more sense for him, I guess. Or I just like it better for gameplay reasons. But two we have here that were not released, obviously, were Dame Hazelbark, the Druid tree skin, and then Nemzi, who is I mean, we've had a bunch of Nemzi skins in Warlock at this point. And then we also can see some others here, like Elise's sister, Ariana, Starseeker, and Death Speaker Blackthorn. I think another thing that really adds to the legitimacy of these characters coming in the game is, obviously, a fair amount of these have come to the game. We didn't have any of these characters at launch, but we got Trigor early on, we got Bane in the last big drop. So I think it shows that they weren't necessarily sure when some of these characters were going to come out, and then eventually all that was figured out, and we got some of these characters already, but a lot of them still have not shown up yet. So this gives us kind of an idea what we might be able to expect in the next big drop. Now, there are some more here. We have a bunch of new ones here. Actually, none of these ones here on the left have been in the game yet. Magatha Grim Totem, the Black Knight, which is a personal favorite of mine. Also, worth noting, we got some more tribal support here. Tauren, Undead, and Orcs. Quite a few Orcs, actually. Then we have Drakara and Mankirk. And then last page here, another character we can see that has changed since this data mine is Medivh. So Medivh used to be a green, actually, and that's actually artwork that I believe is not featured in the game currently. So wonder if that will show up as an alternative skin eventually. Kazakus, obviously, he came out as is. Then we have Nero Fireblade, who is actually a boss, and Medivh, who I think Medivh was one of the earliest ones we found out about, actually. And then our last page here, we have some really interesting ones. We have High Inquisitor Whitemane as a human, Cho Gaul as a protector orc, Eudora, who we obviously already have, and Garona. Interesting, Garona actually does not have the orc tribe, but since these are very early on leaks, essentially, there are some characters that don't have their fitting tribe, like Arana didn't have the Night Elf tribe, so I would not be surprised if that gets added before these characters release. And the last two we have here are Elite Tauren Chieftain, another Tauren support, and a character that hasn't been featured in Hearthstone in a really, really long time, so excited to see them here, and Serena Bloodfeather. Another reason we have to believe that these characters are going to be coming as playable characters in Mercenaries is the fact that they have 3 skins available. Now, I found these images in the Out of Cards database. I will link that in the description if anyone wants to take a look through it themselves, but the kind of signifying trend that these characters are going to be collectible and playable for players and mercenaries is the fact that they have 3 skins. There are a bunch of characters in that database that aren't current mercenaries, or they're only PvE exclusive and stuff like that, but those characters typically only have 1 skin available, as opposed to the playable mercenaries, which always have 3. So here we can take a look at some of the skins for each of these characters. Pretty much every character that I showed in the initial images does have 3 skins, so they're all pretty much confirmed to be characters that we should be getting at some point. It is worth noting, though, that these things are subjective to change in terms of stats, in terms of what color they are, and we don't really have any other information about their abilities and stuff like that. But still, I thought this was really cool. I wanted to share this because obviously we are getting a little bit closer to the next big drop. For anyone who doesn't know, those typically drop in the 0.4 patches. So 24.4 should be our big mercenaries drop. And we can most likely expect that to happen maybe late September, early or mid-October at the latest. So just gives an idea of when we can expect some of these characters. There's some really cool ones here, and I'm very excited to see what they're like in Mercenaries. The last drop was a pretty big slam dunk, in my opinion. Lots of really cool, interesting, iconic, and fun characters to play with that all felt pretty strong, but not insanely overpowered. So I really liked that. I think it did a lot to change the metagame for the better, and I'm hoping we have a similar experience with the next drop. So definitely let me know in the comments below if you have some lore insights about any of these characters. Really interested to hear it. I know a little bit about some of them, but there are a lot of ones here that I really am not very familiar with. So if you know some of that WoW lore or the Hearthstone lore, definitely let me know. And if you have any ideas of how these characters might play out, definitely feel free to let me know that as well. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, do remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.